go to US.
Cool. And we also have a Thailand Power to Change team as well. So you could mention Thailand too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, we're starting live.
All
And
right.
I already pressed recording. So the floor is yours, you guys.
All right.
Have fun.
So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Power to Change talk series, where we interview and talk with environmental people around Taiwan and elsewhere. Now, just to hopefully get some inspiration from them, that we can use our own power to change and try to make a difference in this crazy world. So yeah, this will be our, let me think, 16th one, is that right? No, 20th one, our 20th one this year. And yeah, so it's been fun. We've been learning a lot from all of our guests. So we hope you can get something out of the one today. So our guest speaker is Devana, but I'll talk more about that later. So here's just a quick rundown of what we'll do today. I'll do a quick little introduction of Power to Change, and then I'll introduce our guest for today, and she'll give us her presentation, and then I'll talk with her a little bit, and then we'll open it to you guys for Q&A. We'll have a little call to action, and then that will be it. So, and this is just a rough schedule, not very exact. So for Power to Change, what do? We're trying to, the ultimate goal is working towards the big issue of climate change. That's the ultimate goal for all of us in the environmental world, because it's such a huge problem and it's not being talked about enough. So we're trying to do our little parts to draw attention to those problems. And we want to help you, if you're watching this, to think about how maybe you could, find your own path to help with this problem in your own way, right? So that's kind of our goal here. So Power to Change, we use the power of business because business dominates the world. So we're not going to fix the problems without business. It's just not going to happen. So we're trying to leverage that. And so we are part of the student team. And so basically our big goal right now is to convince banks to change their paper bills into e-bills, because everyone, well, we focus on Taiwan, but everyone in Taiwan, every month you get a paper bill. And when you multiply that times 24 million people, that becomes a lot of paper, right? So we're trying to get banks to convince their customers to change to e-bills to save that paper waste. And then in turn, the money they save, because banks must spend money to send out those paper bills. So the money they save, we collaborate with them to help provide better light bulbs, better electricity to energy poor households. So it's really a win-win-win. We save paper waste, save money, and we help people who need help with energy issues. So that's the big idea. So we as students, we try to advocate for this idea and spread the word. So we go to classes at our universities and talk about it and ask for a petition. And during these COVID times like this, we've been doing it online. And we also have been to like music festivals and IKEA even. We promoted this idea and just tell people about, the idea of poverty, energy poverty and paper waste, and try to, educate them basically. And we also did a few months ago, we did a national Taiwan beach cleanup, which we did in 4 different cities in Taiwan, which was great. Over a couple hundred kilograms of trash we collected. So, and that exposed a lot of people to the idea of paper waste and just waste in general. So that was good. And we've been doing this, like I said. If this is interesting to you, you can find most of our past sessions on the Power Change Facebook page. So you can see all those past ones too. So that brings us to today. Our guest is Devana, and she's the co-founder of the Invisible company. What is Invisible? She will tell you. She's based in Hong Kong, but she and her partner are really trying to move more into Taiwan too. So I think she's excited to share with us about Taiwan and Invisible company. So I will turn over to her. Welcome, Devana.
Thank you, Matt. So thank you, everyone. Such an honor to be here today in the morning and share with everyone what are we doing. So let me quickly share screen and see if everyone could see it. I guess
Yes.
everyone could see our screen.
Yes.
So this is Devana, the co-founder of Invisible Company. We are a startup company doing a sustainable packaging. So what we are doing right now is called Invisible Bag. Unlike the traditional plastic bag that will live on Earth for 1,000 years that leaves microplastic, ours is water soluble and also landfill biodegradable and also compostable. Right now, we're trying to connect with different brands and let them know that there is an alternative in the market to replace the conventional plastic. So I would like to share a little bit more. How did we start our company, or how did we start our sustainability journey? So actually, we had these ideas around 2018, a couple of years ago. Also similar to what you have done for the events, we have been hiking a lot, almost every weekend, because at that time we were still an employee working for someone, full of stress, and then say, okay, weekend, let's go for hiking. Because in Hong Kong, same as in Taiwan, we have a lot of beautiful mountains. But however, unfortunately, we found a lot of trash. As Matt said, actually, we found most of the trash are not like plastic, but a lot of them are tissue paper, wet tissues. People are not aware of that. And so they just trash it in the mountain. The left corner one on top is the first picture that we have taken for our hike cleanup. At that time, there's no COVID. There's a lot of trail running in Hong Kong every month. You will see a lot of energy bars, snacks packaging, wrapping, and then plastic bottles, and then other food packaging. And so at that time, we were both saying that, oh, we need to come every weekend to different mountains, bring our own plastic bag, and trying to pick up the trash. So I think we have done a couple of months. And then one day we both think, okay, we want to run our business in the future. What is it going to be? It has to be related to the nature. So we also want to step up, not only picking up the trash, but also look for alternative or solution for brands or these manufacturers, how to provide a product to the consumer, but also with a better packaging that is biodegradable. Even at the end up in the nature, it will not live there for even 10 or 20 years or even more. Because at the left corner at the bottom, this is one of the, I don't know if you have seen it, is a beer can that we found it online. After I picking up this trash, I tried to find it online. When was it? Because it's such an old can. At least it's from 1960s or 70s. So we found it around our home. It means it stayed there for 40, 50 years and it's still like that. And then we found, and also last year we went for a high cleanup with different people. We found a Pepsi bottle. I don't know if you have seen it as well, but it's the first generation of Pepsi plastic bottle. I don't know if you recall it right now, the plastic bottle, if you put it on the table, it can stand alone. But at that time, the plastic industry are not as mature as today. So you cannot just put the plastic bottle stand alone. So you have to get a black cap at the bottom to make it a stand alone on itself. So it means that, again, it's like this plastic bottle probably is like 50 years ago. It still stay in the mountain, and we found it like super complete. Like you can still see the colors and you can still see Pepsi. And another hike cleanup, we found just in a 10 kilometers hiking, we found over 70 plastic bottles just in the mountain. So when you see all these things, even we have a beautiful nature, but how do we keep it like clean and beautiful? So we start to look for alternatives. Until today, we are still organize a regular hike cleanup with different people, because we believe that if you add it, if you participate it, you will see how much change that you could be bringing. Even such a small little action, actually you can influence the other people. So when we found our Invisible Company, still until today, our mission is to create a community, and based on our innovative and sustainable products, we can inspire, we can educate and spread the message and bring environmental change. So I want to show you a quick video of what is invisible bag and what impact we have been bringing right now. So it's a quick 30-second video. Right now, over 2.5 years, we started our company since February 2020. We have already brought invisible bag to different countries around the world, not only in Hong Kong, but also in Taiwan and other countries. We want to really provide an alternative to people that you can make a switch. So we have over 700 brands around the globe is using invisible bag. Over 3 million plastic bags being replaced right now. But comparing to some brands that they probably use 10 million bags per year, 3 million for us is just a small little number. So what is invisible bag exactly? So this is water soluble. It could be dissolved in hot water. It will slowly dissolve under like a lower temperature as well. It's also compostable in European and US standard. However, not every country has the composting facility. Like let's say, like in Hong Kong, we most of the trash will be sending to the landfill. So we have been doing a testing under the landfill condition. In 3 months, over 85% is going to be biodegradable. Compared to some of the alternative out there, is just a couple of percent in probably 1 or 2 years. So it's a huge difference. And also after it's being dissolved, it leaves no microplastic, it leaves no harmful residue, it's non-toxic to the environment. So we have over 700 brands. We are currently working with Cafe Pacific. Is a pioneer in the industry because during the pandemic, a lot of people will shop online. It comes with a lot of plastic packaging. Even we're trying to say that we need to stop using plastic, but it's difficult because in our daily life, you can't avoid it. Let's say you shop online, it always comes with a mailer bag. So what we work with Cafe is when people shop online, is most of the product will be delivered in invisible bags. So what we could engage with the consumer is after you unbox it, you unpack your products, you just have to boil water and put the packaging inside the boiling water and it's going to be dissolved. So we're trying to bring more impact to the brands and trying to change people's mindset and also the consumer behavior. And more people are right now, we believe that eco or sustainability should be accessible to everyone. It's not like only big brands could use it, but also like small individuals could make a change. So we make it available online with a small quantity with 200 pieces from all our packaging. From like even you buy a clothing, it will always come with a plastic packaging. We have an alternative for brands to replace it, and also for the mailer bags that we just mentioned earlier. For some like takeaway food, we have a shopping bag, and even go to the consumer level, we have a dog poo bag. So for the pet owners, you can make a change. You can ditch plastic, you can go for a better alternative. So creative ideas made it possible. We work with different brands and trying to bring this solution and bring this amazing packaging to the consumer and tell them that, hey, there is a better packaging right now in the market. And we believe that plastic crisis is not only in one country, but also around the globe. So until today, we are doing it in, we have different distinctive actors. We call them distinctive actors to make a change in Taiwan, in Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, in UK, Portugal, US, a lot of them in Colombia, and even far away in Brazil. We believe that everyone could make a positive impact when we join forces together, because sustainability is not only one people journey, it should be with everyone. And until today, if we want to make a further step, we also have to bring not only a solution, but also education. So we continuously write up different blogs across our channels to make people aware that what is what is biodegradable plastic, what is microplastic, what is composting facility, because we are in the industry, so we are aware of that, but there is a lot of people in the general public, they might not aware. So how could we bring that information to everyone? And also to do that, we do a lot of sharing in secondary school and primary school. We do a lot of high cleanup. We continuously going for like panel discussion with the industry, with different people, because we want to spread the message to everyone. I think to come to a quick summary, we think that sustainability for a lot of company, it might be a slogan, maybe just a marketing campaign, but for us, we think is all about conscious, is the attitude. It should be in your mindset, imprint in your mindset. See, as long as it's imprint in your mindset, then you will aware of that and you can make a change in your daily lives. So you can follow us on our Instagram. You can email us if you have any question apart from today sharing. Also, you can go to our website to check out more information. So here is a quick introduction about Inviso company and what we are doing and what we were doing before.
Awesome. Thank you, Devana. That's so cool. So interesting. I mean, I had already seen the videos and stuff, but yeah, hearing you talk about it is, yeah, really cool. So I have a million questions, so I have to narrow it down. So my first one is, I'm like, it sounds unbelievable that you can make something that just dissolves in water and has like no harmful effects. Like, how did you, like, do you or your partner have like a science background? Like, how did you guys actually come up with the scientific like idea behind it?
Actually, I was working for marketing before,
Okay.
for beauty industry, and my partner, who is my husband right now, husband at that time as well.
I hope, yeah.
Yeah, and he was working for different startup companies. We don't have any science background, but I think this is not going to limit us. So even we come from different industry, as long as you have the passion to do it, you will find the solution, you will find a way.
Right.
Actually, this material, everyone has been coming across to it. It was engineered and it was founded by two German scientists 100 years ago. But so it's a material that exists for a long time, but until 1960s, there's a Japanese company industrialize this material, applying to what? Applying to laundry pot, the laundry capsules that is commonly used right now for all the households. Right. So that it is a water soluble coating. So we use exactly same material, but just apply to different applications, such as the garment bag or the mailer bag. And also it has been used for the contact lenses. It has been used for eye drops. It has been used for medicine capsules. Of course, it's for different coating. And then also for our phone screen, the LED screen, it has been industrialized for many different things, but it's not coming to the consumer level that it will see as a packaging. So we want to bring this material to more different application to make people aware that, hey, there is such a great alternative out there. Why don't we leverage it and make more people aware of it? At the beginning, it's quite difficult because we have no science background. We are not in the industry for packaging. So a lot of things that we need to learn it from scratch. But at the end is, I think the passion drives everything. So now we get a lot. I mean, we know this material, we know how does it work, we know that there is a lot of things that we could work on, and is part of the journey.
Right. Okay, that's awesome. So like, what was like the first step in like you reach out to who that can help you make this, like someone who's already making it for those other things that you mentioned? Or
yes, we work with an industry partner. So it's like I would say it's like a musician, it's like an orchestra. We are part of the elements, but then we work with different people who join forces to bring innovative products. So even today, we know that water-soluble materials has its benefit. but also
Right.
has its limitation. So right now we work with an R&D center in Hong Kong to develop more new materials for plastic-free, compostable, and biodegradable packaging applied to food industry.
Okay, that's at one time I feel like that's awesome, but also like, why did it take someone so long to think of using this to replace like plastic bags? Like, that's frustrating that it was
Yeah,
right there the whole time.
yeah, you're
Do you
right.
think that's a conspiracy, or people just weren't
I think
motivated enough to do it?
there is a lot of limitation at the beginning. People, I think, is also COVID bring more awareness to people that how much plastic we have been consuming.
Mm,
And so these years, I will see that everyone see that the evolution there, that more people are talking about sustainability, sustainable packaging, or any other alternatives. But before, people are not aware of that. People are more looking for the conveniency, for the price, for the cost, and every different, you can say that it's elements, but you can also say that it's excuses. So it will not be, it was not as popular as today. But today, more people are looking for the alternative. Look at all those companies. They are talking about ESG,
right.
SDG. They are all looking for like making a change, and you can see that it's everywhere. So I think the movement is there. So it pushed the people or pushed the company to provide a solutions.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. So I'm wondering, like, you showed the screen with, like, the different companies you're like getting collaboration with.
Mm.
So I'm wondering, how do you like initially approach them with this idea? How does that go?
Actually, we really appreciate at the beginning, we really have a lot of small brands in Hong Kong.
Okay.
One of the things that we mentioned earlier is we try to make packaging accessible to everyone. There is an issue is when people want to access to sustainable packaging, they always have to come across with a huge minimum order quantity. Let's say right now the power, the social media power, everyone can just kickstart their own brand. They start an Instagram page and then they start to selling products. Actually, they have the mindset to bring a change. They want to reduce the plastic packaging, but they can't, at the same time, they can't afford a huge quantity for those alternatives. So we see there is a gap. So we provide invisible bag in small quantity with only 200 pieces online. So even tomorrow is like, oh, Matt, I want to start my own t-shirt brand, let's say like this. I sell 200 t-shirt online, but I no matter how I need the packaging, so you can just go to Invisible company page and you can buy it. And from I think 2020 June time, we have already 100 different brands start to using the products, and they leverage on social media. Why we put hashtag invisible bag? Because we want to engage the consumer. We want them to look at like a nutritional tag to see, oh, this is unlike a plastic packaging. I just have to use boiling water to dissolve it at home. So they shoot a video or they take a pictures online and they share with everyone. Is like word of mouth. So the community is there. And then by having different small players and small brands, and then the big brand see it. And so the big brand come, hey, I receive a packaging from another small brand and I want to try to see if my brand can use it. So that's how it works.
Cool. Like a grassroots approach. That's good. And that's pretty promising that in 2 short years, you already have that many. Like that definitely gives me some hope. Yeah. Have you guys like talked to or started to reach out to like the Hong Kong government to see if they are like willing to, I don't know, subsidize or like help in some kind of way?
We have tried to, but I think unfortunately, there's always government is not very easy to approach. Hierarchy, many different regulation, involve different parties, and they support tech more than eco and also financial. Just asking for loan or grant is very difficult. It takes months and months. We're trying to apply things. It takes at least half a year to make it happen. So it's difficult.
Yeah. What is the situation with like the regulations with like single-use plastic in Hong Kong? Like in Taiwan, they want to phase it out totally by 2030. I'm not so optimistic, but that's their goal. And like they've implemented like you got to pay for a plastic bag at most places, but not all. And even then it's a super small fee, so most people don't care. Or like now, just recently, like if you bring your, oh, you can't see because it's matcha, so it's green. But if you bring your own cup to the cafe, whatever, you get like a small discount. So they're trying to make these kind of policies. Is there anything like that in Hong Kong right now?
It's very pity that when it come across to regulation, right now the government is trying to do something, but it's still very slow. There is a great thing that recently the government is doing this is we have a green community center. Before, when it comes to for recycling, we only rely on 3 regular bin. I think you have similar things in Taiwan, which is recycling the plastic, the paper, and the aluminum can. But
Right.
when it comes to plastic, they are everywhere on the street, but they only take plastic bottles, the number 1 PET. So when you have other packaging, like say HDB bottle or plastic bag, they wouldn't take it. They would just send it to the landfill. So what they have been doing over the 2 years since the pandemic, they work with different organizations to implement a green community center in most of the district. So they are not only limited to recycling plastic bottle, but also they recycle Tetra Pak, the milk paper packaging. They also recycle plastic bag. They recycle electronics. So they have a very closed loop scheme for even allowing people like my mom or my grandmother, they will be easy to access to those recycling centers. However, when it comes to really regulation, right now we have a plastic levy scheme, which is 50 cents Hong Kong dollars. It's such a little things. It doesn't bring any huge impact to people. Let's say a middle class, 50 cents to buy a plastic bag is nothing. 50 cents Hong Kong dollar, I think should be around 2 or 3 Taiwanese dollar. But then when I think it's such a long time, we implemented since 2005, if I'm not wrong. Until today, they are trying to say that, okay, we want to increase it to make more people aware that to stop using plastic, or trying to think, oh, do I need a plastic bag, to 2 Hong Kong dollars. So it's around $8 Taiwanese dollars. But still, it's a bit controversial. $2 for some people is a huge impact. $2 for some people is not huge impact. So what should we do? Should we just ban it, or should we just keep charging it? So it's a never-ending story. We don't see any policy coming up to ban a single-use plastic. They're trying to do consultation, but it's still ongoing. Comparing with China, they already start implement it. With comparing with Europe, like in France, they already ban it in the supermarket. In Hong Kong, still no big change.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Even like just in the news yesterday, Christina shared with me that Taiwan very soon wants to totally ban plastic cups, which is good, but that just means like the coffee cups you buy that are paper, but they have the plastic lining that most people don't know about. That's just going to go up, which those are even harder to recycle. So like they're like trying to do things, but they don't actually provide the next solution, which is an issue.
Yes. So, I think it has to be a 360 degrees. If you ban it, then you have to provide a solutions. Otherwise, it's not a comprehensive, it's not 360 degrees. If you ban one thing, you should provide it, okay, this is a better alternative. And then you have the infrastructure to handle the single-use plastic, because of course, the best scenario is everyone will bring their own reusable cup. But there's still some scenarios we can't bring our own one. Then what should we do? I think the government should not only look into one angle and should not only rely on the brands to provide a solution. The government should push it to everyone. So we have really like a closed loop solution in our city or in our country.
Right. Yeah, totally agree. So can you give like a quick rundown of your product lineup? So I know it's like bags, but there's like different kinds, right? So what exactly do you guys have right now?
Yeah, for sure. So let's say easy as such. When you buy your clothing, it will, from the manufacturing side to the consumer, no matter how, you still need a plastic packaging.
Right.
So we provided a transparent poly bag for people to replace it. But then if you come with the e-commerce, you need a mailer bag. So we have a water-soluble mailer bag. We work with different logistic company to deliver the parcels with our bags. And also we have shopping bag, a carrier bag, for people, let's say a grocery store or later on supermarket. Apart from like a wet item, you can put any dry items that you think of. For the consumer level, we have a pet poo bag, a flushable pet poo bag. So people pick up the poo on the street to make our city clean, pick it up. You can trash it in a regular trash bin, or you can just flush down to the toilet.
Cool. So like that one, like the government, that would be a great one. Like if you have like a partnership with them, they could like just provide those bags, you know, at like parks and stuff. That one would be pretty cool, I think. And don't you
Yes.
also have like the packing peanut things?
Yes, we actually have a packing peanuts. It's a water soluble one as well. So let's say some people can't use mailer bag. For example, if they are shipping with some fragile item, glass bottles or any like skincare products, and then they still need a bubble wrap or bubble mailers, and then they can use our water soluble peanuts to stuff inside the paper box and ship it to the client. So the
Right.
clients, when they unbox it with the beautiful skincare products, just giving an example, and then they receive the packing peanuts, they just have to open the tap and just dissolve it in water.
Cool. That's so cool. All right. And no pressure. I'm just curious. Have you
Yeah.
guys thought about in the future, like, or explored the idea of like making like cups or those kind of things with a similar kind of material?
Instead of cups, actually during the pandemic, we realized that you can not going out to the restaurant for dining, because there's a period of time in Hong Kong we can't dine in. We can only do takeaway. But then also you cannot go to buy any clothing or accessories. But there is one thing that you can't avoid, it is food. I'm talking about the food that you go to the supermarket, all those imported food or frozen food or snacks, they always come with a packaging. You can't avoid it. So we are actually working with the R&D center in Hong Kong to develop a new material which is not water soluble, because when you need to pack food, let's say there's some liquid, water soluble packaging will not be the ideal scenario. So we are working on that material. Hopefully we can bring in a solution around Q4 this year or early next year. So this will be able to apply for food packaging.
Awesome. Okay, cool. When you say the R&D center, is that your guys' R&D center or?
Yeah, we work with scientists in Hong Kong. So they are the one who really expertise in materials. They keep doing the formulation and trying to look what's the ideal packaging for those applications.
Cool. Okay. I think my last question for now, before you mentioned like with the map, I think you call them distinctive actors. Is that what you said? Yeah. What is their role, and like, you know, how do they help you exactly?
Right now, we don't call brands who use invisible bag as clients, because client is client. Everyone knows the definition. But we appreciate everyone who use invisible bag. First, this is not comparable with plastic, because plastic is too cheap. It has been industrialized for so many years. They're so mature. So the raw materials is also cheap. So when it comes to manufacturing, it's also cheap. So, but there's a huge impact to our environment. That is, we can't see the cost. For us, we see it expensive. So when the brands switch to our alternative, they probably pay 2 or 3 times more expensive, even though at the end we would say that it's cheap to an environment. But we appreciate that they make a change. For some companies, they need to change their operation. They need to change their marketing communication to the consumer to change the behavior or engage with them. So we see their efforts. We don't want to call them a client. We will call them a distinctive actors, because they, even a small little change, they are making a change.
Right. Yeah.
Once you make a change, you can influence the others. So on our website, we create a page called Invisible Community. combined with all those distinctive actors. How are they going to use invisible bag? What products are they using? How are they applying to it? How do they engage with the consumer? So we call them distinctive actors, not only brands, but also individual. So everyone, even the small little things is a distinctive action.
Cool. All right. Nice. All right. So thank you for answering my many questions. Great job. So I will now open the floor. If anyone has a Q&A, well, not an A, the Q for Devana, or just comments is okay too. Prefer if you use your mic. There's your chance to really interact with her. But if you're shy, you can type it also. So that includes you, Christina. You too. You can ask. So anyone have a question? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Ask any question, even not for companies, even the personal actions, what we have been doing, how do we start our company, any questions that you could think of, or I could share some our daily actions. How could we reduce plastic in our daily life if we can't avoid it as well?
No.
Actually, I've been preparing something because I think when we prepare for this call, I've been looking into, prepare some points that what daily actions that we could do to reduce plastic. When a lot of people say that sustainability or being eco is pretty extreme. I don't know how is it in Taiwan. We're trying to engage with some Taiwanese clients or Taiwanese consumers. Is people see it, either use it, either don't use it. Go for very extreme way.
Yeah.
But we think that if you want to go for eco or sustainability, you can't go extreme.
Right. Yeah, I always try to tell people, like, just pick one thing first, and if you're not perfect with it, like, don't beat yourself up. Just take the small steps. You're not gonna totally become the eco superhero overnight. So yeah, I agree.
Yes, and let's say people see plastic is single-use plastic, takeaway containers, but plastic is not only limited to that. You see, as such, everyone is watching Zoom now. It means we use our audio cable, we use our computer, we use our phone. They're all made with plastic. So I think using plastic is not a problem, but how are we going to reduce it, recycle it, or reuse it to extend the life that we could the more we use it. And also is with the conscious. We need to be a smart consumer, but not like, okay, I just want it, I buy it. In our daily action, we always engage with the consumer and also with the students when we go for sharing. I guess even you guys are even more enthusiastic into it. That is right now the technology and also the company is pushing more reusable items and providing more alternatives. One of the things is as you said, small daily items. For example, cotton buds. In between the cotton buds is still plastic. There is some other alternative right now is made by a paper or wood, but there is also another brand called Last Swap. They are providing a reusable cotton bud or reusable cotton pad that you can use for 1,000 times. I use it for 2 years and it's still there. You save a lot of cotton buds every single day. Especially if you have kids, you need to use it, or if you do makeup, you need to wipe it. Instead of using single-use one, you can use reusable one. And then
I have a question about that specifically. Yeah. My eco journey, it's only about 2 years, but right before I started to become more conscious of these things, I bought a huge pack of cotton buds, and I'm still going through them. So do you think, in your opinion, should I just finish those out on my normal pace and then switch?
I think so. Otherwise, what is it going to be? If you don't use it, it's also trash.
Total waste, right?
Yeah, just better use it first, and then I don't think you should feel guilty. It's like sometimes I can't avoid it. There's lots of product you still come with packaging, but then don't waste it. We use it first, we recycle it, try our best, and then afterwards we look up for alternative to reduce it.
Right. Okay, for sure. Okay, you can keep going.
Yeah.
Or
think,
yeah, we have a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wave says, from my perspective, your solution definitely is a better alternative, but how do you keep the prices down enough? I think he means for the invisible bag, for the big industries to change to that kind of packaging. It's a good
I
question.
mean, yeah, that's a good question. When it comes to brands, one of the biggest challenge, of course, is come with price. But I think a few distinctive factors. One of them is doing sustainable shoes in Hong Kong.
Mhm.
They are promoting it also in Singapore and also in the States. He said one thing when I do the interview with him, because we have an eco with attitude interview, and he said one thing is very correct. They are doing sustainable sneakers. From the material, from the manufacturing side, they try their best to keep it sustainable. But when it comes to shipping, because people buy it online, they don't want to let down for all the efforts they have been spending. So they keep looking for a packaging that is truly sustainable, but not sending to the landfill that will stay there for years. So they said why they switched to invisible bag is they see it as an investment, because they truly believe that if one brand is going to push forward and let more people see it, they believe, and even what we believe is we can push the price lower. Why plastic? Actually, plastic at the beginning when they industrialize it is expensive. People were using glass. People were using other alternative, but
Right.
not plastic. But why at later on plastic is so cheap is because there's more people using it,
Mhm.
then more demand, and then the price become cheap. So we hopefully that's the journey that we are trying to keep pushing it, is make more people using it so we can push the price lower to be more mature in the market, but not like 10 years later we will still say that water-soluble material is a new material in the industry, is still not mature. We don't want that. We want to be like everyone will make it become normal. So when it become normal, I believe that the price will be cheap enough to compare with plastic.
Cool. So it's like a economy of scale problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good. Christina, did you have a question? I saw you unmute yourself.
Yeah, I do have. Thank you again, Devana, for your sharing. Very inspired from your sharing. So just now you mentioned this one compostable part, because I mean in nearby my home here we have a compost bin. So because you said that in Hong Kong you guys don't have a composting or something, so is it okay to just throw on the ground and then put it put it in compost together? Is it okay like that?
Yeah, our packaging is compostable, industrial compostable, and also we have been testing with some brands in US is doing home composting bin. So our product is also compostable with some of the composting bins at home. But the thing is, you need to be aware that most of the countries, the composting facility, do they take packaging? Because let's say in Hong Kong, I said we don't have composting facility is because they don't have one that designated for packaging. We have one that in Hong Kong is called Old Park, but only handling food waste. Even we have that infrastructure, but the capacity is still not like in full. They only take, if I'm not wrong, they only run it for 25 or 30% because of not many people are aware of that, because of the manpower, the logistic for those restaurant chain. So they can't collect enough food waste. But then when we visit them, when we talk to them, do they take plastic packaging? Like I'm talking about the biodegradable plastic packaging. They will say that we don't take it because they are not designed for that. So if you have composting bins at home, you can compost it. For us, ours is, we have done a test. We also have a home composting bin at home. So we cut them into, is a machine actually. So we cut them into small pieces. We put it in the bins. Within 3 or 4 hours, it's totally gone and dried up.
3 or 4 hours?
Sorry?
3 or 4 hours?
Yeah,
Wow.
actually, afterwards I will be very happy to share with you because we are vegan. We don't eat meat, so we don't have bones and all such. We all the food scrap. We have a composting bin with a machine. I think everyone should get it because people think that composting bin is stinky, is bulky, but actually it's not like that. That one is just an A4 paper box. And we put all the food scrap inside with some of our packaging inside. We cut them in small pieces. After 4 hours, it's totally gone. It's all dried up. And then we give it to the labor who do planting or just put it outside on the garden. This is such a great alternative. That's why I said technology puts everything better, make
Okay.
our life better.
Yeah, if you could show us, that would be awesome. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would try to find the picture. I think it's definitely a good thing for everyone.
So Devana, you said that kind is like a compost machine, right? But what if like a nature compost bin? Like I have a compost bin out in the nature. Can I put the packaging in the compost?
Yes,
Can-
it also works. Just have to be careful when apart from invisible bag, there's some other alternative out there. You have to look on the packaging if they said it is home compostable or is it compostable, because compostable, it means biodegradable, but a lot of packaging claim biodegradable, it doesn't mean it's compostable. So we have to aware of that if they have any messages on the packaging that you can do it. But if yes, it said that it's compostable, yes, you can compost it. But it just would take longer time for the home composting because of the we need to have the control humidity with the control temperature. So let's say if just a home one, it might take a longer time. Some of the people who do it at home probably will take 6 months or 9 months. It really depends. It varies. Let me share screen with you.
Oh,
with
I will stop.
everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Devana. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is this machine is called DOMI. It's from the States. And from Canada, if I'm not wrong. So it's a small machine, it's not like huge. And you put all the food scrap inside, it will dry up for running a couple of hours and it will become like dry, it totally become dry. So I would definitely recommend it to everyone. So instead of like big beans before, it will just become small.
Cool.
Like that.
Devana, do you need to buy extra soil?
No,
for-
you
for
don't
this?
have to. Some of the composting beans at home, the traditional one, you need to buy different fertilizer,
Yeah.
things to create a microorganism. This one, you don't need to.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
That's great.
And it doesn't stink. You don't have to pull out the juice from time to time.
Oh,
This one
that's the worst.
is
Yeah.
really amazing design. So
Alright,
feel
cool.
free to go check it out.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you.
All right. Thanks for sharing. Cool. Christine Wang, did you have a question? I see your hand is raised. Oh,
Yes, I do.
okay.
Sorry, I wasn't there like the whole time, but it seems like she has been on.
Oh, you muted
Oh, it's muted.
yourself.
Oh, so you didn't hear anything that I said? at all?
Yeah, start over. Yeah.
Okay. So I wasn't there the whole time. But it seems like she has been on this journey for a while. So I just want to ask if we know like water bottle, that's like pretty much like people say, wow, that's a thing like you can start with. But other than that, is there anything that after you start using that really affects like people around you, and then they would be like, oh, that's really a good idea, and it's like easy to actually use as well? Yeah.
Definitely. I have been preparing a few things that I'm doing it as my daily action. At the beginning or in Hong Kong, what makes people scared? We have a very negative things. It's like when you want to go for when you want to be eco, people see you as a scary person because they're so scared that you will force them to do things, or you're doing wrong, you're doing bad. Oh, I feel guilty. I'm a devil. I don't want that. I want to just do it as a normal person, as my daily actions. So you see that is an easy thing. But thank you, Christine, for your question. One thing that I was quite surprised, I didn't know that I impact my friends or my family, but actually I did because they told me afterwards, is tissue paper. a lot of people use a pack of tissue paper when you go out. But for me, I change it to towels. But when you look at when we were kids, when we were in primary school, it's so common for us to bring a towel to go to school. But when we become adults, we look for conveniency. Why are we using towels? Just use tissue paper. But actually, more tissue paper you use is also creating waste. So what I do is every day I go out, I will bring my towel. When I go to a restaurant, I just wipe it. And one day my friend saw it. I was like, oh, you're using towels. Actually, I can use it too. I have so many towels at home. Why do I need to bring tissue paper? So actually, she changed it. She stopped buying tissue paper. She just used towels now. And water bottle, of course, for sure is one thing. But then some people say, oh, when I go out, I feel hot. I want to buy some drinks. Can I just keep using plastic bottle? I said, no problem. But at the end, just go recycle it. It doesn't matter. And also, there is one thing also I didn't know that I influenced my friends is nowadays there's so many fast fashion brands. You will say that, okay, this t-shirt is cheap. Let's say 400 Taiwanese dollars. If it's old, if it's get dirt, let me just buy another one. It's cheap. But actually, instead of first going to look for fast fashion brands, there are so many vintage clothing. There are so many secondhand brands. That's why I was buying some secondhand things, and then my friend was saying that, oh, your dress is looking good. Where did you get it? Which brand? I was like, oh, just secondhand. And then they said, oh, really? Then let me just try and look online. And I think these are the small little steps that people might not aware of it, but actually we can bring an impact.
Yeah, awesome. For the tissue one or the towel one, do you bring an invisible bag to put it in after?
No, I just actually I have my own like just a regular cosmetic bag.
Okay.
And I just put all my towels inside and instead of using tissue paper.
Cool. All right. That's one I'm going to start doing. So thank you for sharing that one. Yeah, it's something I have thought about it, but not too much. But yeah, it's pretty easy change, I think. So can definitely do that one. Cool. All right. Do you have any more questions before we wrap it up? Dun. Going once. Oh, Irene?
Or maybe I want to share. I asked
we do have one question.
Oh,
Irene?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I think we can't hear you, Irene. You're unmuted, but there's no sound.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Devana. So I've seen the product on social media, and it's really great to hear from the right now today. So
Irene, your internet
Irene,
is not good.
maybe you can turn off the video.
Type. Or yeah, turn off video.
Or try to type if it's possible. I think she's gone.
We lost her.
It's okay. Maybe wait for
we'll
a couple
get
minutes. Actually, I do have one more question. Because we are student ambassador of Power to Change, and this Power to Change concept is initiated by DOMI Earth. DOMI Earth is actually one of the B Corp in Taiwan, and that's how I know about B Corp as well. And same goes to Matt. So actually, I'm curious. Is Invisible Company a B Corp or not? Oh, not yet.
No, we are not yet a B Corp. I think what we are trying to do is by every of our aspect, no matter how we are B Corp or not B Corp, we do all our best to promote sustainability, and also by our daily action and also company action, we always think for the sustainable angles. So of course, when you apply for no matter certification organization, you always have to pay a fee. But at this current stage, we would rather use those money to put on the R&D to bring more innovative products to the consumer and to the brand. So if the right timing coming and we have that financial support, we will try to look into it for sure. But I think the most important, certification is always helpful for the companies. But for a startup, we think that for us is doing the actions to impact the other people. And for us at the beginning stage, the priority is really how to bring more innovative and truly sustainable products to the consumer to aware of that and to switch it rather than just having a logo and organization at this current stage. But for sure, we will look into that in the near future.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think certification is a bonus, but what's more important is the core of your organization, what you guys believe in, what you guys plan to do, what you guys want to do for the community, for the distinctive actor. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. So I have two more questions.
Yeah. So Irene said, sorry, lost connection. And she says, I think Invisible has big potential to scale up. Can you share your vision or long run plan on that, especially countries that have lower awareness on plastic waste?
Oh, yes. Actually, at the beginning, apart from Hong Kong, we have been pushing it in Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, and also in Japan. I think Japan has quite a good awareness on plastic consumption comparing to the other country. But then I guess, Christina, you're based in Malaysia, you're pretty aware of that, or other country in Southeast Asia, people really use a lot of plastic, especially when you go to food stores, food market, everything is wrapped with plastic. Yes, I think again, plastic crisis is not only in one location, it has to be with everywhere. And that's our long run plan, is how to make our products, not only Invisible bag, but also our future products, is make it become normal. Our ultimate goal is not making this one set is an alternative or is a new material, but is a normal. When people think of sustainable packaging, they will think of Invisible company. They will think of, oh, there is other alternative, rather than just thinking of plastic is the first option. So we will continuously to push these to other countries. Now we are pushing, apart from all those countries that just listed, but also in the States. In US is a huge country, and also lots of manufacturers over there. And a lot of things are still wrapped with plastic. We think that as long as you need packaging, you can look for Invisible bag or other alternative.
Cool. And we have one more question, if you have time, Devana.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so it's a little similar, I think. Florence said she loved the presentation, but she wanted to ask, do you think it's possible for harder plastics?
Yeah, I think harder plastic is instead of a we call our packaging right now is a flexible film packaging. So we can apply for a bag, or most of the thing is come with a bag. At this current stage, our material cannot apply for hard plastic, let's say a cups, cutleries, boxes, or whatsoever, because it will take longer time. We have been trying to run a test with a very mature manufacturer, is how to use our water-soluble material to become a heart-shaped goods for, let's say, skincare or cosmetic packaging for a box. But it will take longer time, let's say 1 minute to 1 minute, maybe too long, 10 seconds to make a bag. But if doing a heart-shaped boxes, it will take 1 minute. So from 10 seconds to 1 minute, that's a longer time. So you will reduce the productivity, also the efficiency. But we were still looking for any other material that could provide compostable, biodegradable, and definitely no plastic.
Right. Cool. That's good. All right. Awesome. Thanks for the questions, everyone. Appreciate it. So our last little things are call to action. So yeah, for Power to Change, I talked about before, changing the paper bills to e-bills. So our call to action to you, if this is new for you, is we have a petition that we use to show the banks that people support this idea, that you want to change your paper bill to e-bill. Signing up doesn't actually change your bill. To do that, you need to go to your bank and actually request that. But this allows us to show banks people support the idea, so that they will collaborate with us to help the energy poor households. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind signing up, that would be awesome. If you want to support. So, and the link is also in the chat box there. And unfortunately, it's only if you're in Taiwan right now. So yeah. And so me, Christina, we are student ambassadors. for the Taiwan Power to Change team, but we also have Thailand team, Japan team, and now newly created Paraguay team. And so basically, if you're interested in, volunteering, helping us to grow this movement, of course, like the changing the bills, like that's one part of it, but also just doing things like this, like, meeting people like Devana who are also doing their own power to change, right? So just even if you're not in these countries and you want to like, see what they're up to, you're welcome to, reach out to them or see what they're doing. So there's that. And we have some
Matt,
more. Yes.
is that all for the call to action?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Devana, what is your call to action?
Oh, call to action is like,
Yes.
please feel free to follow us on our Instagram. I think Christina just sent it to in the chat box. Also, like really your daily actions is pushing towards the sustainability. And I think everyone is trying to do your best. Even you reduce a plastic bottle, or even I was saying that is a reusable cotton buds, or even I changed to toothpaste tablet instead of toothpaste.
Yes.
That's a small little things, but you are making these kind of new products become a normal. So that's all my call for action.
Cool.
Your actions made a change.
Awesome. I want the toothpaste tablets, but I can't find them in Taiwan. I've been wanting them for a while. Do you know
in Hong
where?
Kong,
Like,
you can bulk buy it. So I bring
Really?
my own glass jar and
Okay.
I'll buy the toothpaste
Cool.
tablet.
You like buy it in a store or online?
Yeah, I buy it in the store.
In the store. Okay, I gotta keep looking. I really want that. I want to try it. Okay, so we have some more sessions coming up. So the next one, it's usually every 2 weeks, but this one will be on a Sunday from 5 to 6. It'll be our first non-Saturday one. So we'll see how it goes. And it's also in Chinese. So yeah, but he's the CEO of Taiwan Dive. They do scuba diving, but also in collaboration with that, they do a lot of like ocean conservation around Taiwan. So it should be cool if you're a Zhongwen speaker. And then next one, our special guest, she's a co-founder of DOMI and Power to Change everything. So she's gonna share her story. And then the next one, Saya, she's the leader of the Japan Power to Change and also CEO of Glocal, who's like they're a nonprofit for helping students to grow their ideas and that kind of thing. And lastly is Alice, who's she's pretty young, early 20s, I think, and she's the CEO of Micro PC in Taiwan, and they're developing ocean cleanup technology, which is really cool stuff. So feel free to join us. Feel free to share with anyone you think might be interested in one of these. It's always free. So yeah, we hope to see you at one of these future sessions. And the link for that is also in the tab. So lastly, we'll take a quick group photo. If you don't mind, I'll pass to Christina.
Christina,
You're
need to
muted.
unmute.
Sorry, can you stop sharing the screen? Then I'll take this
yes,
photo
yes,
real
yes, yes.
quick. Okay, guys, if you're able to open, turn on your camera, it's possible, then we can take a photo real quick. So I'm gonna count down in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Back to you, Back to you, Matt.
Thanks so much, Devana. We really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we can, do some more collaboration in the future. If there's anything we can do to help you promote or something, please let us know. So thanks so much. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the questions. Have a good weekend. Enjoy
Thanks
your
everyone for joining.
Saturday.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.